Welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. Today I'm going to make a couple of scale realistic gas cans for for one of my trucks anyway. And I don't have a 3D printer, and besides, I've found a lot of times when I'm watching other people use a 3D printer, they print things, and it seems like it takes 40 hours or 12 hours, depending on what the print is, and it takes forever. I can probably make two gas cans faster than you can sit behind a computer and program it in, and that's not even including the print time. So let's do that real quick. So I ripped a piece of stock 1 inch wide. This is 1 inch from here to here. Then from one edge, I've already square cut it. I'm coming down 1 1/4 inches. This is an 1/8 inch where my blade's going to cut. I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to cut it off again. There's going to be another 1/8 inch, imaginary 1/8 inch line right in there somewhere. So I'm going to have two gas cans, and then I'm going to whack off the corner, and then I'm going to take a small piece of dowel and glue it on there, make it look like a filler neck or a pour spout. Then I'm probably going to notch it out a little bit, like so, and then glue in a handle. And you can use a coping saw. I still use a coping saw from time to time. It's very useful for cutting aluminum, small pieces of wood. It doesn't have to be a chop saw. And another choice is a rotary tool. Very hard to cut 3/4 of an inch. Oh, then the other cut, it's going to be 3/8 of an inch in width. So all this crap right here is going to be garbage, but this is going to be your scrap piece. This is going to be where the table saw blade is going to ride approximately. So this is my good side right here. All right, so it's going to be 3/8 of an inch in thickness. Then I'm going to round over all the edges. So already here is a roughed out look of what I got. I used my rotary tool to cut out that. It's a little bit burned, so I'm going to have to take the burn off so that way I can glue something to it, because glue probably is not going to stick. And I'm going to use my rotary tool and notch out this area right here. I got a barbecue skewer. I think I'll put one on each side. And I'll just kind of set it in there. And I got an old dowel. I'll have to square cut, and I'll glue on an end right there. Round it over, sand it up, paint it red or green, whatever your favorite color is, and they can be fake gas cans, fake water cans, or what have you. So I've cut them off on my chop saw. I've knocked off the angles or the corners there using my rotary tool. Then I use a coping saw, a couple of small pieces that will be glued to the edge right there anyway. I'm going to use my rotary tool again to notch this area out in here, give it a quick sanding, and we'll see what it looks like. Probably won't see any paint in this video because again, I don't have any video editing software. I tried my hand at it one time and I absolutely suck at video editing, so pause button it is. So now I just got through roughly sanding it with 120, basically on my sanding board, which is basically a piece of 3/4 inch plywood with a sheet of sandpaper glued to it. Bullnose the edges just so they're not sharp. This helps prevent the wood from splintering, and plus it doesn't poke you. I will give it a final hand sanding once everything is all glued up. Next step is I'm going to go ahead and notch around in this area so I can glue in some handles. As you can see right here, I got one kind of notched out, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to get a different bit and try and square that up and clean up some of those notch marks, and then we'll proceed from there. Alright, so here's one on your left that's for the most part notched out. I ended up using that bit right there to get most of it done, and then I'm using a very small file to try and clean it up a little bit. Still got some burn marks in there, but once I paint it, I don't think it's going to be all that noticeable. So now I'm going to go ahead and notch it out a little bit and cut a bamboo barbecue skewer, probably in 2 places, and glue that in place. And then we'll glue one of these things in there. So there's one notch right there. It's not glued in place, it's just showing you. All I did was notch it. It's going to give it some glue surface area, and again I just simply use that tool right there, and I just carefully, you know, not perfect, but carefully notched it out to where this bamboo skewer, or part of it, would just sit on there. I cut it a little bit large because then it'll be sanded. It'll be sanded flush with this angle and this angle here, so then we'll flatten it out on the top a little bit right here, and then we'll do the same to the other side. But I think that's good enough for you guys to get the gist of the idea, and you'll see the completed product eventually on my truck. Have a good day.